Now, legislation to provide a conditional amnesty for murders during the Northern Ireland conflict is set to pass its final stage in Parliament today. Former paramilitaries and soldiers will receive a guarantee they won't be prosecuted if they give information to a new commission.
Yeah, the bill, which will also end civil court cases and inquests related to the Troubles, is strongly opposed by most victims' groups and by local political parties, as our Ireland correspondent Chris Page.
Now to the issue that we covered on yesterday's breakfast, which prompted a huge amount of correspondence on email and social media. It is the news that the Home Secretary is considering adding the American Bully XL to the banned breed list. 4 breeds are already illegal to own under the Dangerous Dogs Act. These are the Pit Bull Terrier, the Japanese Tosa, the Dogo Argentino and the Fila Brasileiro. Owning one of these dogs can lead to an unlimited fine and up to 6 months imprisonment. However, any dog can be deemed dangerously out of control under the Act if it injures someone or makes someone fearful that they might be injured. Dog attacks have risen by more than a third in the last 5 years, with almost 22,000 reported cases in England and Wales last year. 10 of those attacks were fatal. Over the week, he described what happened. Well, in 2021, 10-year-old Jack Liss was killed by an American Bully XL in Caerphilly. We can speak now to his mum, Emma Whitfield. Morning, Emma. Thanks so much for talking to us this morning. I know this must be a really distressing time for you with this story in the news yet again. Just tell us what happened to Jack. No. Is it very fresh for you still? But what do you think now should happen about animals like this and this breed in particular? In order to go deeper, what needs to happen? Not just a ban, but what next? Watching you this morning, listening to what you're saying, can you just explain what the impact of this has been, what happened to Jack, how this has impacted you, your family, your community?
Like Jill, well, not that she can watch the telly right now.
No, maybe not. But she's halfway there. She's in French waters.
We'll
Great.
channel.
Yeah.
So
very good.
It's past 6.
Have you ever lost touch with anyone?
Yes.
Yes, I imagine you've lost
deliberately.
Quite a few people. It's a great story in the papers today about 2 friends who've been reunited after 40 years apart. This is Bernard Duff, who is now 93, and his friend Barbara Godden, who knew each other when they were 14. Now, Bernard went to the library and began reading a book about Britain at war. Barbara had written a note in the first page of that book. He read it and realised, that's Barbara I knew when I was 14. And found a way to get who'd written the note and found a way to get back in touch. The pair from Scunthorpe in Lincolnshire lost contact 40 years ago. They got back in touch after Bernard contacted the local paper. Barbara said, my first reaction was, oh, it's Bernard.
Does she go on?
No, I think they're now really good friends.
Good,
nice.
I'm delighted to hear it. It's so nice to hear a story like that where it's like old-fashioned note in a book rather than just like an internet search.
Yes.
Good story here in the Times this morning. Research by the University College of London and universities in Japan as well, looking at how important it is to have a hobby.
Oh, OK.
Got a hobby?
Several.
OK, well, it says that 80% of over 65s in the UK have a hobby, and they're generally happier as a result. But in Denmark, it's...
Can it be watching television?
Yes, or walking the dog. 96% of people in Denmark have a hobby.
Yes, I bet they do.
They're more hobby-minded. Italy, it said it doesn't matter how old you are, what your retirement status is, what your gender is. If you've got a hobby, you are happier and healthier. And this encourages all of us to do it.
Do you have a hobby?
Driving my children to and from various events is my hobby.
Part-time taxi driver.
I can, yes, taxi driver, exactly.
It actually says, I've read a little bit about that, and it says the hobbies that are better for you are the ones that don't involve just sitting down. So you're going to need to find a hobby that involves moving. Like...
I'm all right. I did the news belt earlier, standing up, so I'm good today.
The standing up news, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That's our new hobby.
It's 6:20. Now, we will get an important update for you this morning on the UK jobs market when the latest figures on wage growth and unemployment are released.
These are very important numbers. Ben has got more on it.
And in less than a week now, most residential roads in Wales will get a speed limit of 20 miles an hour.
First Minister Mark Drakeford says the new law will save lives, pointing to Spain, where the change led to a fall in road deaths. But critics have raised concerns about the cost of the scheme. Wales political editor Gareth Lewis has this report.